Your eyes are not playing tricks on you. I have talked about this story before. Now, the reason I'm talking about this for a couple different reasons. First of all, we're finally getting to the sentencing portion, and sometimes that can take a while. But more than anything, what I think is very interesting with this story is you're going to hear the mother speak. And when I heard this, I said, I have to do an update. I have to do an update because all along I had been blaming the behavior of this child. And y'all know I try not to get on the children because children are adolescents. They're being raised by parents. And I'm not here to rail against children. What I'm here is to rail against bad parenting and child abuse. And I think that the way that this mother more than likely raised this child is tantamount to child abuse. So I want y'all to hear this. Please make sure y'all tune in. Please make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. If this is your first time here, let me give you a disclaimer about my type of content. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. So I'm getting this particular story from InsideEdition.com because I just thought that this had the most comprehensive information, so thank you very much. The mother of a 10-year-old Florida girl who allegedly shot their neighbor. I'm not going to even say allegedly. She did. It was caught on camera. People saw it. People reported it. This girl shot their neighbor dead. And this mother wept in court as the family of the victim spoke at her sentencing hearing. So the mother's name is Lucretia Isaac, and her name is spelled, of course, it's not spelled traditionally, Lakrisha. Isaac, Isaac, 33 years old. Now, look, guys, look. Y'all know I'm not the type of person to harp on nobody's looks. Actually, I am. But I want y'all to take a look at this woman and y'all tell me 33 years old, where? 33 years old, where? I want y'all to remember that there is a black queen, there is a black woman dead largely due to the woman that you guys see on my screen. 33 where? I would have believed 63. I would have believed 53, maybe. That's a stretch. 33? That means she's only 4 years past her 20s. Look, man. God, boy. These last couple of years she's been in jail has been that hard, but nonetheless. Lucretia Isaac, allegedly 33 years old, who was charged in connection with her neighbor's alleged murder, sat crying at the defense table as the mother and daughter of LaShawn Rogers, who was the woman that got killed on the right-hand side. As you guys can see, that's the gun in the hand, shooting at the face of that woman. That's a high aim. That's shooting at the face. Delivered their victim impact statements on Friday in an Orlando courtroom. They said, I love and miss her so much. God is the final judge, Rogers' mother, Laura Chambliss, said in court. Chambliss told the judge that while she could forgive Isaac and her daughter, she would never forget. As Chambliss spoke, Isaac could be seen wiping tears from her eyes with a tissue. Asia Johnson, the victim's daughter, also spoke and revealed for the first time that her mother had a relationship with the young girl before this fatal incident. My smile, my real laugh, my daily routine is gone, so suddenly taken by someone for nothing. Someone we gave food and popsicles to out of our home. She later said in her statement, I always thought me and my mom would grow old together in her last days. I would take care of her. Time could never replace what was taken from us. My best friend, my protector, my reason to do better. Rogers, who was 41 years old, died on May 30th of 2022. So yeah, this was just slightly over 2 years ago. After Isaac's daughter shot the woman dead, I'm not going to say allegedly. I'm going to just take that verbatim out, or excuse me, that whatever. I'm going to take that wording out. The incident occurred during a fight. Black women fighting. Seems to be very normal. Even that website that you guys just saw come across my screen, right there, World Star Hip Hop, features a lot of female fights. Matter of fact, nowadays, I'd say within the past 5 years, maybe even 10 years, you don't really even see men fighting anymore, because men, more times than none, are held accountable in a very, very different way. But you see girls fighting, see teenage girls fighting, you see adult women fighting, you see old women fighting on camera all the time. Matter of fact, most of the hood fights that you see, is usually women. I just don't, unless I'm just tripping, I just don't ever remember a time when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s seeing that much females fighting. But I could be wrong. At least where I grew up, I didn't see a lot of females fighting. Not to say that they didn't, but not at this level. Like, I believe, like, once I got into, like, the mid-2020, excuse me, not 2020s, but, like, early 2000s, I'd say maybe, like, about 2009, 2010, there was a real big uptick. Like, that little group of people right there, 2010 and above, all of a sudden you notice when you go to the club, and if you go to these 18 and up clubs, which is why I do not go to 18 and up clubs anymore, you see these girls fighting and scrapping as if there ain't no tomorrow. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that or y'all seen it, but I've seen it with my own eyes. It's just like unbelievable. You say in church too? Wow, somebody in the chat said they do this in church too. Now, I haven't even heard that, so that's news to me. But I'm just telling you, the uptick of children, girls, and women fighting is astronomically high. So they were fighting, and according to the copy of the arrest affidavit obtained by Inside Edition, Isaac handed the little girl, the 9-year-old girl at the time, handed her backpack to her daughter when the fight turned physical. Let me say that again. The incident occurred during a fight between Rogers and Isaac, the two adult women. According to a copy of an arrest affidavit obtained by Inside Edition, Isaac, the mother, handed the young girl a backpack, her daughter, when the fight turned physical, and the young girl, proceeded to remove a gun from the bag that the mother gave her, loaded a bullet into the magazine, so that means she cocked it, and then she shot Rogers, and that's what caused her death. So the mother precipitated this. So I want y'all to notice how here she looks sad. And do you think she's sad for the woman that her daughter killed, or that the fact that all of this is precipitated by her? Do you think she's sad, remorseful? No, I don't think so. Because I want you guys to look at this, and that's part of the interview that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to just tell you, she's not a good person. And she was breeding her daughter not to be a good person. Okay? So I want y'all to bookmark that. We'll come back to it. If y'all want to see the video, please let me know. Both mother and daughter were both arrested after the incident. The status of the investigation into the daughter is unclear, and prosecutors and members of law enforcement have declined to comment on the case because the child is a minor. But I'm going to tell you, I think what that girl is facing, I think that they said that she's facing, in the children justice system, not much time at all because she's a minor. I mean, obviously. Isaac, the mother, meanwhile, entered a plea of no contest to charges of manslaughter and culpable negligence by storing or leaving a loaded firearm within reach of a minor in a deal with prosecutors back in May. In exchange for her plea, prosecutors agreed to recommend a sentence of 5 years in prison. So y'all want to see the interview, right? I'm not going to show the shooting. I'm not going to show the fight, but I'll show the interview, and I'm going to show you this mother showing her natural born behind. showing you all of where the sun don't shine. Y'all want to see that? 5 years. And I don't think this is fed time, so she's more than likely facing 80% of that. 3 3/4 years is more than likely what she's facing, causing the death of someone. And she's going to be right back out before this girl even turns grown. As a matter of fact, with her being 33 years old, she's going to be out in time enough to produce more kids. Huh? Can we get a hashtag? The famous AFC hashtag, babies for benefits? Because I believe people like this and too many people in our community only have children so that they can collect benefits off of the backs of those children, whether it be Section 8, someplace to live, food stamps, whether it be car vouchers, whether it be child support, whether it be just to have dominion over a man and have something to dangle over somebody's head for 18 years. There are a lot of people who don't have children because they love them and want to see them grow up and become something great and pass on a legacy. That ain't why they have these kids. Y'all hear me? That is a horrible mentality. It's a hood mentality. And that doesn't know necessarily any color, but I just know that in our community, in the black community, that happens at a very high rate. All right? Considering the fact that more than half of our kids are born with into single mother households. But we'll come back to that. 5 years in prison, which is what the judge officially sentenced Isaac to in court on Friday. That sentence did not sit well with the family members of the victim, clearly. What they're telling us today is I can give my 9-year-old child a gun and tell him to kill everyone, and there will be nothing happening. The victim's sister, Sharita Rogers, said to WFTV, excuse me, reporters outside of court. Excuse me. So that is the victim's sister. Isaac received credit for 128 days of jail served and was ordered to take a 4-hour parenting class. What's a black life worth? A bottle of juice is no excuse. The truth hurts. And they say that it's the white man that I should fear, but it's who is it that's really doing all the killing out here? Those are both Tupac quotes. Less than 5 years. She's going to get credit for 128 days served and a single 4-hour parenting class for causing a black woman's death. Do we blame the system? Do we blame the police? Or do we blame the people who are perpetrating the violence? Are we causing our own demise? Is this our fault, or do we keep blaming the wrong people? Are we perpetuating the things that are happening to us? You could look at this situation and you could ask, why did this woman lose her life? Well, it's because I think it takes two to tango, and both of these women ended up fighting, even though I believe that this is the one that perpetrated it, okay? She the one that escalated it. She the one that wanted to turn up, and then she turned around and had her daughter do something horrendous. She trained her daughter to do that. But are we going to blame the gun? Yeah, we're just going to blame the gun. If she didn't have the gun, this wouldn't have happened, right? Not that she couldn't have got this woman on the ground and stomped her head in like a lot of these female fights are doing, which could have also caused her death. So my point is it's not the instrument, it's the person with the instrument. There's a cause and effect to everything, and people need to be held accountable. And this is why I love my father, and let me tell you why. Especially with situations like this, and even with Tanya Massey's situation. If it were me, my dad would say to me, well, son, why did you do such and such? Why did you do such and such? Why didn't you do such and such? he would point the finger at me, and I used to say to myself, like, dang, Dad, like, can I be the victim sometime? Like, sometimes it's not my fault. But the way that my father raised me, and you notice, ain't no father in this situation, right? The way that my father raised me, he raised me to be accountable for my actions. That police officer is going to be held accountable for his actions. The woman who engaged and participated in the fight with that fool on the right-hand side has already been held accountable for her side. She's dead. The little girl can't really be fully held accountable because she's underage and she's a little girl. This mother is being held accountable for her actions in a sense, but she's not getting full justice. For the part that Sonia Massey played, did she suffer for her actions? Clearly she did. What I'm saying is everybody's got to do better. And we got to start calling stuff out for what it is. And stop being so damn sensitive. Stop being all up in our feelings. And stop just looking at something on the surface. Because this type of stupid crap is going to keep happening. These people found this woman lying on the ground with a gunshot wound to the head. Let me go back and let me show y'all this. Look at that. This is aiming for the face. It's held high. That's not center mass. This is heading towards the face. That is intentional. This woman had a gunshot wound to the face. You know what? Let me not say that. I was getting ready to talk about the people that should be shooting in Chicago, but let me not go there. The police performed CPR on Rogers until paramedics arrived on the scene, at which point ambulance rushed the victim to the hospital. She succumbed to her injuries shortly after being admitted to the hospital in critical condition. Her boyfriend told police that the two were cooking outside on the grill in the rear of the building that night to celebrate the long Memorial Day weekend. And as you guys know, just black people just cannot behave on Memorial Day weekend, 4th of July weekend, or no weekends, right? He said that Isaac, this woman, approached Rogers and began an argument over a recent dispute between the two. The argument continued to escalate and then it turned physical when Isaac allegedly punched Rogers. And this is according to the boyfriend. Rogers responded by punching Isaac as well, so she was defending herself. According to the affidavit, Rogers' boyfriend grabbed her and attempted to remove her from the situation, but she turned around in an attempt to re-engage Isaac. This is when Isaac's 10-year-old daughter, who had been silently standing behind her mother for the duration of the argument, pointed a gun and allegedly shot Rogers in the face, which they skipped a part in there. The mother handed this girl the backpack or the bag that had the gun in it, and she basically instructed her to shoot her. She got the gun out the bag, cocked it, and shot the woman in the face, aimed it and shot her. And the little girl said, "She shouldn't have hit my mama." Remember, we're talking about the mentality. Yes, she was 9 at the time. We're talking about the mentality. Victimhood mentality. She shouldn't have hit my mama. Well, if y'all understand, the boyfriend's account of this story is this woman engaged her, brought up an old argument. It wasn't the same day. Brought up an argument, engaged her, wanted to fight her, punched her, and when she got punched back in return in a retaliatory strike, the little girl, in her mind, because of how her mama trained her, the little girl said, basically, this woman shouldn't have fought back against my mother's attacks. Let me say that again. Based on how this girl was raised and trained, in her mind, she thought that it was wrong of somebody to defend themselves. How many times have y'all watched our people in situations that have hit the news? They go rob a bank, they go rob somebody's car, they go break it in somebody's house. And when the person, the homeowner, the property owner, or somebody that's getting robbed defends themselves and ends up having to defend themselves and cause the death of the person that was trying to wrong them, all of a sudden there's an outcry. Well, why did they have to go that far? They didn't have to defend themselves. It wasn't worth it. They should have just let it happen. Right? That breeds no accountability. That is not helpful. That's wrong. And that's stupid. Roger's boyfriend told police that Isaac, the mother, then took the gun from her daughter and pointed it at him. He said that he put his hands in the air and then watched as Isaac returned to her apartment with her daughter, according to the affidavit. A second eyewitness identified in the affidavit as Ashley gave a similar account of that Roger's boyfriend after watching the incident through the peephole of her apartment. Ashley said that she watched the two women arguing and then physically fighting each other. Then Ashley says she watched as Isaac's daughter start to rummage through her mother's backpack as Isaac squared up for a fight and a few punches were exchanged. Moments later, Ashley says she heard the gunshot following somebody saying, "You effing with my mama." Ashley told police she then watched Isaac take the gun from her daughter and pointed at Roger's boyfriend. There is a lot more to this. Let me just give you guys the fair usage. I'm going to just show y'all. I want to get to the interrogation video. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. If y'all want to read the rest of that, it's on InsideEdition.com. The article is a little bit more lengthy, so I'm going to try to skip it. Y'all do me a favor and please hit that thumbs up so more people can see this. We want to have one thumb up for everybody watching, so just hit that thumbs up. Let's get to the, I want y'all to hear the part where they interviewed the mom.
A woman was sentenced today after a deadly shooting, even though she's not the one who pulled the trigger.
Lucretia Isaac got into a fight with LaShawn Rogers on Memorial Day of 2022. That's when her daughter went into her bag, grabbed a gun, and shot and killed Rogers. News 6's Laverne McGee was in the courtroom today. She has the latest.
There were a lot of tears and emotion in the courtroom today. The family of the victim says they did not get justice.
As to count one, the court will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 years in the Department of Corrections, followed by 3 years of probation, and you are to undertake a 4-hour parenting class as a condition of probation.
Lucretia Isaac was sentenced today after investigators say her 10-year-old daughter shot and killed a woman at Jernigan Gardens Apartments in Orlando back in 2022. Her 10-year-old daughter is accused of fatally shooting a woman in Orlando. The mother will serve 5 years behind bars for culpable negligence for manslaughter and culpable negligence by leaving a loaded firearm within reach of a minor. Investigators say 41-year-old LaShawn Rogers was apparently in a physical fight with Isaac when her daughter shot Rogers. Police say she was shot twice by the 10-year-old and later died at the hospital. Rogers' daughter, mother, and several of the supporters made their voices heard.
Time could never replace what was taken from us.
Isaac faced a possible 15-year sentence but made a plea bargain, changing her plea from not guilty to no contest.
I wasn't satisfied with the time that she received today.
Isaac has already served 128 days, which will be deducted from her sentence, and she also has a right to appeal.
Lucretia took a very big piece of me that can't be replaced.
As for Isaac's 10-year-old daughter, News 6 asked the state attorney's office for an update, but we were told they were unable to comment on any cases involving a juvenile. Laverne McGee, Getting Results, News 6.
Happening today, an Orange County mother whose 10-year-old daughter allegedly shot and killed a woman will learn how much time she'll spend behind bars. A sentencing hearing is set for this afternoon in the case against Lucretia Isaac. While investigators say she wasn't the one who pulled the trigger, she's still facing years behind bars. News 6's Ezzy Castro has been following this case, joining us now. And Ezzy, Isaac recently reached a plea deal with prosecutors.
Yeah, just last month, Isaac withdrew from her not guilty plea and entered a guilty plea, and she's currently facing up to 15 years in prison for manslaughter and up to 5 years for leaving a gun within reach of a child, though her lawyers are hoping for a lesser sentence after they reached an agreement with prosecutors.
A sentencing hearing is set to begin in a few hours in the case against Lucretia Isaac.
So this part is slightly old. She's already been sentenced.
Investigators say she is the mother of a 10-year-old girl who allegedly shot and killed a woman at the Jernigan Gardens apartments 2 years ago.
Your attorney tells me that you would like to withdraw your previously entered plea of not guilty and enter a plea of no contest.
Isaac entered a plea of no contest last month to charges of manslaughter and culpable negligence for leaving a gun within reach of a child. According to investigators, Isaac was arguing with the victim, 41-year-old LaShawn Rogers, when the little girl grabbed Isaac's gun from a bag and shot Rogers twice. And according to the arrest report, a witness heard the girl shout, "She shouldn't have hit my mama." Isaac was arrested, but then was later released on bond. As for her daughter, the charges against her are being reviewed by the state attorney's office, all while she remains in DCF custody.
As for
All right, now let's get to the part that y'all want to see.
Why would you give the daughter a gun? She just, that girl shot my, that girl cold-hearted. That little girl's a monster.
A Florida mother is going to prison after her 10-year-old daughter shot and killed the woman her mom was fighting with. We're going to take a deep dive into Lucretia Isaac's case, including body cam footage, the arrest affidavit, and what family members of the victim had to say at sentencing. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime.
And shout out to Law and Crime for this as well. And we're playing this by way of fair usage. So hopefully they don't go messing with this video. They usually do really good, but you just never know. But fair use.
I'm Jesse Weber.
I want y'all to hear that part. Let me see if I can skip to it.
And her daughter went inside their apartment. Now, when police got there, they treated Isaac as a barricaded subject. They cordoned off the scene with yellow crime scene tape as loved ones tried to comprehend what had just happened.
The mom and the child. How you give your daughter a gun? You did that? Yeah. And she just, like it's nothing. Just shot my daughter. She should have hit my mama. Your mama hit her first. She did. She hit both first. Why would you give your daughter a gun? She just, that girl shot my, that girl cold-hearted. That little girl's a monster.
Eventually, multiple officers approached the apartment door. They asked for Isaac and her daughter to come out.
The Atlanta Police Department, you're inside. Come out with your hands up. Do it now. The Atlanta Police Department, if you're inside, come out with your hands up. Do it now.
After officers load Isaac and her daughter into different squad cars, other law enforcement, they stay behind to monitor the scene, and they answer any questions they can from family members.
Okay, let me ask you something. I've been at a little girl shot my sister. How they gonna charge that? How they go?
Ma'am, honestly, it's not up to me.
I know, but
it's
I'm saying, how do they charge a case like that?
Well, due to her age,
it's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's still gonna be
charged though.
But if she handed her the bag, and the little girl went in the bag,
and
if they're fighting,
well, you guys need to be very specific when the detectives.
Well, I wasn't here. I was home. They called me. But she was here. That's why I asked her, did you talk to the police? Because they need to know this.
Yeah, because then they
can charge the mama.
Well, I mean, she get charged with something for sure.
Yeah, she needs to be that girl. You know, I know that girl when she was a little girl. We all been living out. They all been living out for years. Right. I just moved out of here because 3 years ago my grandbaby got shot out here. Thank the Lord she lived. She okay, she lived. So I moved out because I'm nervous and I'm scared. And then I get a call tonight. Phone dead. Phone dead. I was praying y'all in case we're coming from Americana because I hit 90 already. Then I see the police and now, you know, this gonna be the third niece. We just buried Bawana. Winter Garden. She just got killed not even 6 months ago. Has it been 6 months? It ain't been 6 months to shoot the girl that got shot up in Winter Garden.
This is a very terrible situation.
Hey, everybody, I just want to take a minute to thank the sponsor of this episode of Sidebar, Upside. So Upside is a free...
We got to skip that part, sir. All right, now here's the part that I want y'all to hear. I want y'all to listen. Here we go. Y'all please hit that thumbs up.
Police car until she's taken out of a holding room at the police station. Lucretia Isaacs cycles between what seems to be panic and anger.
Tell my baby at, please.
She's right there. You've been seeing her this whole time.
I didn't see her. Please.
I know, but I can't let you see her, but she's right there. All right? We're taking care of her. All right? Do you want the windows cracked, or are you getting enough air?
I just want to see my baby.
I can't.
Okay, now, she sounds sad. Now, I want y'all to watch how quickly she flips the switch. She said, I want to see my baby. I want to see my baby. Right? Got that? Look. Check it out. Listen at her.
Do that right now, okay? But do you have enough AC? Do you want it higher, lower?
Hey, just put it lower, please.
Lower? Okay. I can't let you see her right now. Huh?
Is she alright?
Yeah, she's alright. We're letting her have some water and all that. She's not even in handcuffs, okay? She's just sitting back there. We're making sure she's okay. If you look, we're checking up on her every 5 minutes, okay? She's okay, alright?
She sounds like a concerned mom, right? I want to make sure y'all hear that. She sounds like a concerned mama so far, right? So y'all probably feeling sad for her. I need y'all to take a poll in the chat and tell me who's feeling sad for her right now. I'm sure it's a lot of y'all. Oh, they doing this black queen wrong, y'all.
Get our attorney. Don't say my child. It's on camera. Don't say my child unless
talking
attorney.
to your child.
Okay, and I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that before y'all even try to talk to her. Okay. Don't say my child unless you got an attorney.
We have not said
okay,
anything.
Okay, I know you ain't say no yet.
Okay.
Don't say my child unless you got
Damn! Now ain't that a big difference? Y'all see this? Y'all see that, right? Let's go back. Some of y'all might have missed it. My baby, y'all. My baby. I needs to see my children, massa. I needs to see my children's.
Every 5 minutes, okay? She's okay, all right?
This is literally a 5 minutes later moment. Here we go. 5 minutes later.
She got our attorney. Don't say my child. It's on camera. Don't say my child unless you got attorney.
To your child.
Okay, and I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that before y'all even try to talk to her. Okay. Don't say my child unless you got an attorney.
We have not said
anything.
Okay,
I know you ain't say no yet.
Okay.
Don't say my child unless you got.
Every 5 minutes, okay? She's okay, all right?
One more time for the road.
She got our attorney. Don't say my child. It's on camera. Don't say my child unless you got an attorney.
To your child.
Okay, and I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that before y'all even try to talk to her. Okay. Don't say my child unless you got an attorney.
We have not said
anything.
Okay.
And do y'all see why her daughter behaves that way? It's because the mama is a freaking fool. She's a damn violent fool and train her daughter to behave exactly like her. which is why there's so much violence in the hood, because it's bred and it's taught.
I know you ain't say no yet.
Okay.
You don't say out y'all unless y'all. I know law. Y'all better not say my child, period.
And she's not done. This is 30 minutes later. Look at this. She's not done.
I know you ain't say no yet.
Okay.
You don't say.
Oh no, we ain't gonna do that. No, don't give her no excuse, the drunk excuse. Oh no, let's not do that. No, we gonna say she's sober. She ain't drunk. This is how she is all day, every day. Check it out.
Y'all unless y'all. I know law. Y'all better not say my child, period.
Do you need to use the restroom?
No, the I don't.
Sit down.
Make me sit down.
Okay.
Okay.
Sit-
Make me sit down.
sit
I want
down.
some covers. I'm cold.
We are
Make me
working
covers.
on it. So
Nah, he
sit
said
down.
he just say, oh yeah. They gave.
Is that not a threat? Is that not a threat? He said, sit down. He gave her a lawful order. And she said, you make me sit down. How do you think that would have went if any man would have told? It don't matter if it was a black man or a white man or a Mexican man. How do y'all think that would have went if a man was talking to the police like that? She is now being threatening to the police. And they only give her a slap on the wrist, less than 5 years. Daring the police. Now y'all see why I brought up that other situation. Very comparable. Threatening the police. One police officer didn't handle it appropriately at all. And then you have this one that's sitting here being subjected to being threatened while this woman got on damn handcuffs. Look at this.
Sit down.
Make me sit down.
Okay.
Okay. Make
Sit-
me sit down.
sit
I want
down.
some covers. I'm cold.
We are
Make me
working
covers.
on it. So
Nah, he
sit
said
down.
he just say, oh yeah. They gave him my daughter. Like so.
Sweetheart.
Y'all.
Let me get a
like y'all, cause y'all really like being nasty to me, and I'm not even being nasty, y'all, bro. Like for real.
What can we do to make you relax for a second?
All I want to do is get some covers and speak to the people that's investigating the little situation.
Okay.
My daughter been gone away from me for 2 months. I mean, like 2 hours, like for real.
Do me a favor. Take a seat.
I will. Like,
let me go get everything. But you knocking and hooting and hollering.
But they like that man just told me.
I have a second.
Oh
to
yeah,
talk.
him. Like
okay.
he just.
Let me have a second to talk.
Me type of.
Let me have a second to talk. Take a seat. I'll go get you a blanket. We'll work on the rest of it. But I need a few minutes. I can't just have you keep knocking and hooting and hollering.
That's fine.
Then guess what?
Because that's what
then
I'm.
I got to pull everybody up over here to deal with this.
And that's fine.
Why? And look, let me blame this also on men. I don't know who her baby daddy is. I'm assuming he's a black man. Let me say to our brothers, y'all have got, and I say y'all, including myself, y'all have got to stop just sleeping with anything that's got a heartbeat. I'm sure that woman probably smells bad. She acts bad. She looks bad. Why would anybody be trying to have sex with her at all? Guarantee you when she gets out, she ain't going to have no trouble getting pregnant by some damn fool who can't get none nowhere, and she's going to be easy pickings. This is ridiculous. She should not be a parent. She should not be a mother. She should not be able to get sex. There should be a standard that men have, which I have not seen yet. There's some good men out there, but I've not seen enough men that have enough goddamn self-control to not sleep with freaking idiots like this.
Because I'm about all this dealing with me type of. Oh yeah, that's what y'all want. I'll give it to y'all.
Please.
Like
so
for
I can
real.
go deal with all this.
I will give it to y'all. Thank you.
All right, go take a seat.
Go ahead and get what I told you to get done.
Hello. I'm Officer Walls with the Orlando Police Department, okay? Were you aware that you're going to be placed under arrest and transported to Orange County?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's my charges?
I had to get the paperwork for it. I forgot already. But I have the form for you. I'll be able to explain that for you, okay? Are you able to stand up for me? Then just put your hands behind your back, palm together. I'm not investigating anything on that. I'm simply transporting you.
Right now, she's with the Child Protective Services. Right now, no. They will reach out and make contact with family.
So is she being charged with something, or is she just?
I don't know, hon. I'm not. Like I said, I explained earlier. I'm just here helping out. Sorry. The CPT is basically it's like a DCF thing. So as soon as they're done there, she'll be able to call and they'll be able to get a hold of
anybody's number, so that's why
they'll be able to get a hold of family. Okay, DCF they have access to everything just like everybody else does. All right. So before you get in his car, I gotta pat you down real quick. All right.
Now, according to the 10-year-old, LaShun allegedly hit Isaac with some sort of object, possibly a rock that cut Isaac's head. The arrest affidavit states, quote, she heard Rogers say she will bring her family to jump Isaac. When the child heard this, she said she became angry due to having anger issues. Now, despite witnesses saying the child took the gun out of her mother's backpack or her mother's bag, the child told detectives that her mom's friend was there too, and she was the one with the gun. Quote, the child said she pulled the firearm away from Isaac's friend and aimed it above the victim's head. She stated she shot one time and saw the victim fall down. The child knew she struck the victim in the head, and she states she was aware the victim was deceased after the shooting. According to the child, she shot above her mother's head because she was in fear of Isaac being hit. After the shooting, Isaac's friend took the firearm from her, then ran away from the area. The child denied the firearm being inside her residence. Isaac herself has refused to answer any questions, but investigators didn't see any kind of cuts or injuries on her. They also asked if she had any injuries, and Isaac said no. Over the next few days, officers spoke with more witnesses. One person not only saw what happened, but also seemed to have taken a video on her phone.
So just the mom.
Right.
Okay, they argued. So some lady would, I think she had a mirror trial, but she was like moving. So the daughter was like in the back, like doing like this, unzipping it, and the lady kept moving. So then like she put the thing in.
Into the bottom of the gun? So the magazine.
Yeah. She got in front of her mama, she caught it back, and she shot boom, boom, fell on the front.
So she actually manipulated the firearm to load the firearm and get the firearm ready to fire, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, and then once she did that, she stepped in front of her mother?
Yeah, her mama, this the girl.
How long?
Now, y'all hear this is people who were there, while people want to email me and tell me, well, Jay, you weren't there, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, maybe y'all need to go talk to them, not to y'all in the chat. But for those who want to question me about what I'm saying, why don't y'all go question these people? They're the ones that were there and giving an eyewitness account of what happened.
She's standing in front of her mother, pointing the gun at Bone before she fired, approximately.
Like a little minute. Like they were still arguing when she put the thing in.
So we're talking. It wasn't like she loaded the gun and then she she loaded the gun.
Like she waited for a little minute.
And then she was standing here like this.
She waited for a little minute.
And then she fired.
Then she fired. Yeah.
So she was standing there aiming at this woman the whole time for a little minute.
And Bone was still arguing. Then when Bone like
she's still pointing the gun at her.
Yeah. Then when Bone kind of realized it was it, like the gun, she stopped talking. It was too late. Like she couldn't do nothing.
When she
Y'all heard that, right?
had that gun up, did the mom?
No, the mom was just standing right there. Just standing right there.
So she's standing there for a little minute pointing the gun at this woman and the mother.
Just standing right there.
Just standing right there.
Just standing right there. Still on.
If you ask me, mom did that because mom knows that this little girl ain't going to really get in much of no trouble. And she wants to harm this woman fatally. And the only way that she could do that and legally get off lightly is if her daughter does it. So she let her daughter take the fall. She's not dumb at all.
The video that you shot on that was on your phone. The video that you shot. Did you start videotaping a little bit after the girl was pointing the gun at her?
No, it was before. Cause I thought it was for the fight. Cause it looked like it was for the fight. So I don't know. Like I just recorded. I was just recording. I didn't know she was going to shoot nothing.
Right.
So now you fast forward to May of 2024, 2 years later. Lucretia Isaac entered a plea of no contest on the charges of manslaughter and culpable negligence by storing or leaving a loaded firearm within reach of a minor. She had faced a possible 15-year prison sentence, but took a plea deal that was offered by prosecutors, and Isaac was sentenced officially on June 21st.
And let me stop it right there so we can go and talk about something else. 15 years And her being 33 years old would have put her just past being able to produce any more children from her own vaginal walls. Her doing less than 5 years, she'll be able to get out and produce more kids. If you ask me, that sounds like a broken system, that really justice was not served. That little girl is going to need to be reprogrammed by somebody completely different. I don't know if this mother is going to have access to this kid when she gets out, but it sounds like she probably will. And with her spending all them years and all she knows is probably her mama. I lose my mama, y'all. She's probably going to want to go right back to her mother at the first chance that she gets. Then the cycle continues. Justice was not done here. 15 years would have been closer. And again, what really is a black life worth? If black lives really matter, then why is it that we're not doing something about it if we continue to keep losing lives at our own hands? We're causing this ourselves, okay? So RIP to that other woman. She was hit and tried to defend herself, and then she was shot for defending herself, which is absolutely ridiculous. I want to hear what y'all had to say about this. If I'm wrong about this in some way, please let me know, okay? But make sure you bring facts. Don't argue your opinions, all right? We can talk about opinions, but don't argue opinions. So RIP to the woman that was shot on the right-hand side of the screen. Thank you guys so much. That's probably going to be a conclusion to the story unless some other pertinent information comes out, okay? Thank you.